It's like a greatest hits collection of missed layups. I can't even believe this is real. I just stumbled across of it. There's 2 different videos now floating around out there. And it's...
The drama around Angel Reese's recent performance is wild. After boldly declaring she might boycott the league unless she gets more money, well, let's just say her next game wasn't quite the statement she hoped for. The timing couldn't have been worse, or better, depending on how you look at it. Reese made waves on her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, which honestly should be renamed Unintentionally Comedic, where she, alongside her podcast partner Dee Carrington, made it clear that if her salary demands weren't met, she was ready to hold out. It's a strong stance, but here's the problem. Reese followed it up with a performance that had fans rolling in their seats. Imagine this, after demanding superstar money, she went 5-4-13 in her next game, including a shot that smacked the bottom of the backboard, not exactly the kind of highlight reel material you'd expect from someone threatening to shake up the entire league. Now, let's be clear, Reese's salary argument isn't inherently flawed. There's a lot of debate about WNBA pay and how players deserve more for their talent.
I'm hearing if y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out. That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two idiots just shut up? Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL. What does that mean?
Almost too perfect for comedy. I mean, it's like the universe itself said, oh, you want to go big? Here's a game for you that's nothing but bricks. And let's not forget, Angel Reese, despite her public demands, had said before she didn't even know what her WNBA salary was, and that it didn't cover her rent. Ouch. She hasn't yet proven herself as the dominant force she's trying to be, and while she's certainly talented, the timing of her demands combined with a rough performance just kind of undermines her argument. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, who, let's be real, has already proven herself as one of the best in the game, was out there putting up superstar-level performances, breaking...
I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out, and that's the truth. Good.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was, and that it didn't even...
And, most importantly, making her shots. While Reese was busy asking for more money, Clark was out there earning it. Reese's misses have now turned into viral bloopers, and it's clear that the WNBA isn't exactly shaking in fear over this boycott threat. It's like when you step up to demand the world, and instead, your game film makes the highlight reel for all the wrong reasons. If you're going to demand superstar treatment, you'd better deliver on the court, but Reese's performance in that game was more like a how not to video. The situation with Angel Reese and her recent comments about her WNBA salary has turned into quite the spectacle, hasn't it? Reese's demand for a salary increase followed by her performance on the court was like a sitcom unfolding in real time. She took to her podcast with a bold declaration about potentially sitting out if she doesn't get what she wants, claiming that her current salary of about $73,000, under a 4-year, $325,000 deal, barely covers her living expenses. According to her, her rent alone is a staggering $8,000 per month, which exceeds her entire salary. Now, while there's no denying that athletes, especially in women's sports, should receive better compensation, Reese's approach has raised more eyebrows than empathy. The timing of her public demand for more money couldn't have been worse, as her performance on the court afterward turned into a disaster. Imagine the scene, she's out there missing wide-open layups, clanking shots off the backboard like she's working with an uncalibrated shot meter. Fans were left wondering if the real thing that was due wasn't just the rent, but maybe her shot was too. But the plot thickens. Instead of considering how her finances work, Reese doubled down on her demands, even threatening to sit out. She made it clear that if her salary wasn't adjusted, she'd walk away from the game. This is where it gets especially cringeworthy. Rather than learning from her missteps, she went on social media to reaffirm her stance, as if it were some well-planned negotiation tactic. The reality, though, is that when you sign a rookie deal in any league, you are locked into that contract. So even if the WNBA renegotiates its collective bargaining agreement, CBA, and increases salaries, she can't just up and demand a raise mid-contract. That's where the comparison to other sports leagues comes in. Imagine if an NBA player signed a rookie deal and then a couple of years later decided to demand a salary bump because
threaten the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA.
Contract terms are what they are, and it's not about a league-wide pay raise for everyone just because of a couple of big contracts being negotiated. And here's the kicker, Reese's argument about future rookies potentially making more than her? That's not injustice, that's simply the way professional contracts work. As new players enter the league, their contracts are based on the CBA in place at that time. Sure, future rookies may make more, but that doesn't mean it's unfair, it's just how the system works. The bottom line? While Reese certainly has the right to advocate for better pay and conditions, her approach has made her look more like an example of how not to—
No, the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
Our money without showing consistent superstar performance is a risky move. The WNBA is already a league that's fighting for recognition and respect, and using a public platform for salary demands when you haven't yet proven you can consistently dominate might not be the smartest move. The WNBA, in the end, is going to keep moving forward with or without Reese's cooperation. Coaches and owners aren't going to get nervous over threats like this. And while fans might miss watching her play, they're not exactly losing sleep over the prospect of her holding out. If anything, it's a reminder that negotiations, especially in professional sports, should be handled with strategy and consistency, two things that Reese might want to focus on before she tries to call the shots. Angel Reese's demand for a pay raise in the WNBA has quickly become one of the most controversial and comical topics in recent sports discourse. The fact that she's coming off a performance where she missed an alarming number of layups while simultaneously demanding a bigger paycheck has left fans and analysts scratching their heads. Let's break it down. Hashtag.
Next year,
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
Oh, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. I've been in the meeting.
Point of critique. If you're going to demand more money from the league, you need to back that up with solid performances on the court. Unfortunately, Reese has been struggling with basic tasks like hitting layups, shots that any player at her level should be able to make. In one recent game, she shot just 5-4-13 from the field and struggled with wide-open shots that even casual players would make in their sleep. Her offensive struggles have not only raised eyebrows but have also become the subject of online ridicule. In fact, there's been a viral montage going around showing all the missed layups, with the backboard seemingly bearing the brunt of it all. To top it off, despite these poor performances, Reese is still claiming she deserves superstar money. The irony here is undeniable. She's failing to capitalize on easy scoring opportunities, yet publicly arguing for a salary increase. Hashtag viewership and attention. Reese's argument for more money seems
40-50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million.
Caitlin Clark, who is widely regarded as one of the most dynamic players in the WNBA, is leading the league in virtually every important metric, including attendance, jersey sales, and TV ratings. The difference in how fans perceive these two players couldn't be starker. While Reese is out here missing routine shots, Clark is filling arenas and creating buzz wherever she plays. This isn't a knock on Reese's talent. She's certainly a skilled player with potential, but her self-perception doesn't align with the reality of her on-court output. If Reese truly were the ratings magnet she thinks she is, her games would be packed with fans, and her jersey would be flying off the shelves. Instead, Clark is the one getting all the attention, and for good reason. She consistently delivers elite performances. Hashtag the missteps. Reese's timing couldn't be worse. Right after making bold statements about a potential boycott and higher pay demands, she goes out and has one of the worst shooting performances in recent memory. Imagine going into your boss's office to demand a raise, only to completely mess up a simple task right in front of them. That's essentially what Reese did, and it only further undermines her argument. Additionally,
of planet Earth, for what's supposed to be a big, I mean, what in the hell is going on here? I understand her team won. I get it. 5 of 13 from the field. 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds.
Based on potential, they're about rewarding current performance and marketability. And right now, Reese's marketability is being overshadowed by her own missed shots, literally and figuratively. Hashtag the bigger picture. The broader WNBA landscape isn't all about one player. It's a league that still has a long way to go in terms of equal pay and exposure, but making demands without backing them up on the court is a surefire way to alienate fans and colleagues. Rather than threatening to sit out, Reese might be better served focusing on improving her game and delivering consistent performances that make her worth the contract she desires. If the league does negotiate better salaries in the future, it'll likely be for players who have proven they can sustain high-level performances. For now, Reese is more known for missing layups than for any groundbreaking.
Pay them the bag in the WNBA. We sitting out. Quote, we sitting out. What? I mean, after seeing her miss routine layups over and over and over again, I'm like, how the hell can this person possibly be demanding
money she's demanding? Until then, her demands may only come across as empty rhetoric. This commentary surrounding Angel Reese's recent actions and performance paints a pretty vivid picture of the divide between her and other players like Caitlin Clark. It highlights the growing tension over expectations, financial demands, and star power within the WNBA. ### the contract.
3-on-3, part 13, let's get it! Classic long two. Bang! PSA, no rims or backboards were harmed during the filming of this video. But viewers are encouraged to look away. Bang! What? Bang! I heard her say that she might sit out if the WNBA doesn't pay her what she deserves. They say $1 million for every missed layup is fair. Bang!
They are stat petting queen properly. Fair wages for all. I repeat, fair wages.
Remember, they're coming to see her. Long two, butter pecan.